Welcome back to the Wet Pastelist. I'm Avon Waters and I work in wet pastel. This channel is all about learning techniques with wet pastel, soft pastel, and anything pastel. We do color theory, composition, all sorts of things. Today's episode is about wet pastel using alcohol and gesso and how values may or may not shift when you wet these dry, soft pastels. I'm talking about underpainting most of our art workshops never address. It's called pre-visualization. We as experienced artists often overlook it. It's like something that becomes intuitive because we have learned how we can apply different paints, color hues, charcoal, or pencil, and we know that when we blend them together, in our mind, we already have a vision of how we're going to make a middle tone out of a dark and out of a light. Today's demonstration, I'll start with a charcoal drawing from a sketch and talk to you about how, as an artist, I pre-visualized leaving the paper white, putting in the dark charcoal, but something we never talk about is pre-visualization, that in my mind, I know how much I can blend into the uncovered paper to create a middle tone. The same is true in the second example. I will just use color strips to show you how adding a alcohol doesn't change the value if you keep the color hues separated. I will then show you how wet technique using clear gesso on these strips affects or doesn't affect the color depending on how you mix. And lastly, I'll just use my finger in a wet area of the clear gesso and show you how adding a color hue, how you will end up with a much darker middle tone than the darkest hue that I use, the blue that I'll use in this example. So stick with me. It's a complicated subject today, but we're just going to scratch the surface. And all you got to get out of this is I need to start memorizing the effects of the wet techniques that I'm using when I blend different grade color hues together. All right, let's get started. Let's do some pre-visualization exercises, and we'll do them in black and white or monochromatic tones using charcoal. I have already taken one step and one method that artists make pre-visualizations is they make interpretations of the colors they're seeing. This happens to be Anseal College, and they have a little lake out, a private lake on the campus, and there's this steeple in the background on the shore, and I wanted to capture that. So I've drawn 3 drawings. I've cut one off here, but I've drawn 3 drawings with 3 different compositions. That is part of an artist developing pre-visualization. By doing it in pencil or charcoal or in that manner, you are taking the color values and you are guessing, or you're taking the color values and you are manipulating the grays to narrow down the scale and the value range for a particular painting by doing these drawings. That's something that most artist instructors are not teaching as part of the making thumbnails. They are skipping over this concept of pre-visualization. But when we draw, and in this case it was pencil, now I'm going to do this in charcoal. When we draw in charcoal and we make the dark areas dark and we leave the light areas with the idea that we're going to blend this, as I blend this down, subconsciously an experienced artist will know that if they just put the black on there and leave the white, they're going to create middle tones. So we don't state this as pre-visualization, and a lot of beginning students don't realize that that's what's going on in the artist's head, is this pre-visualization of, I'm going to put some dark on here in the darkest darks and leave the whites and when I rubbed them together, or if I used an alcohol wash, this would create a multi, at least 3 tones. It would create a sense of values. I'm going to put some more trees in the back up in here because I need to drag this up into the sky too. I want kind of a little area of light here around this reflection in the steeple. But see, I pre-visualized that. I knew I didn't have to draw in those grays. And this is what we're going to talk about as we take the next step with pre-visualizing using wet pastel techniques for colors, and how we make the step up in pre-visualization using colors as opposed to just our gray values. And this is a little dark right in there, so I'll rub that out and probably come back in here and come down from this just a little bit more like this. The sky is always darker up overhead, more chroma in the sky because there's less atmosphere, so now I can pull that down and create a little darker sky for a little more dramatic effect. Again, art instructors that I've had, they're never talking about pre-visualization. This is something I learned when I was studying black and white photography, fine art photography with Henry Holmes Smith and Reginald Heron. And this is a way to start to block in the painting. I could have just as easily done this with alcohol. Now, so this is a way that your pre-visualization as a young artist starts to develop, is when you start blending, you start, I'm going to put the darks in, I'm going to leave the whites, I know where my lightest light's going to be, around this dark steeple and around this area here, so I'm going to blend this. You are pre-visualizing in your mind, thinking about those middle tones. So you've already, if you're doing this, you've already made that step. Now let's add the wet factor to soft pastel. Wet techniques, because when you add wet materials to your colors, they change value, and sometimes with alcohol they'll change back to the value that they are originally, maybe just a little darker. So let's explore what wet pre-visualization needs to develop as you develop your skills. Now we're switching to how do color hues and pre-visualization work. Here the bottom half has been painted with using our values 1 and 2 of our reds and blues and blue-greens. So here you see the alcohol has been applied and the value hasn't shifted much. This is still a little bit wet. This top has these 3 colors right here and the edge of this 4th one. This top has had clear gesso applied. The clear gesso is still wet. I will come back and show you after they've dried how little the values have changed after they dry. So as long as you, when you're trying to do what we did with the charcoal, when you're trying to paint the darks and the lights, now applying color in your underpainting, now your job with pre-visualization is how are these going to mix when I try to mix a darker hue visually, even though when you translate this to the grayscale it's the same gray as the light, we'll call it red, that the red and the blue are equal in grayscale. There's not much difference, as opposed to charcoal, where we've got the charcoal, remember on our drawing, and it was very dark, and we had the clear paper coming through, and then we used our hand to blend it. Well, now we have to use pre-visualization to figure out, if I blend in like I did here, this is the original color, and I used the wet gesso and I started blending into the lighter red and created a gradation. In my mind as an experienced artist, I was able to pre-visualize how those 2 colors blended are going to interact. If it helps you, instead of using wet pastel, just blend together the dry pastel, and that's a pre-visualization. After you've done that 2 or 3 times with red and blue-green, you'll know how those two colors interact together. And just like the charcoal drawing that we did at the beginning of this is what we're trying to teach you as a more advanced technique, and to start to develop a memory of when you mix colors together, either light into dark or dark into light. I'll show you this thing after it dries, and you'll see that there's not been a great color shift. The time you get a real big color shift is if I were to add, this is a blue that is 2 values or more greater than these. If I add that in here, and then I normally would use a brush, but if I added that in there and then came up into this, I'm going to get a much, much darker value after that dries. So let's let this dry, and you'll see how, as long as you keep your values in 2 or 3 value ranges, you won't run into problems like I've got a big, huge shift. But even as you experience and grow as an artist, you'll learn how adding a blue value that is 2 or 3 values in gray bigger than the 1s and 2 gray scale value we used here, you'll see and you'll learn, and your mind will memorize, just like a musician is able to memorize the sound of a note. You'll be able to memorize the color mixing of multiple values and hues as you experience each one of these, and your mind starts to remember them. Complicated subject, but learning this as a beginner will help you as you progress towards and understand color more. Okay, I hope you got something out of that, and I hope you understand that this is just a starting point, that I just wanted you to be aware that pre-visualization is something that most art workshops and art instructors don't even talk about, because it becomes an intuitive thing, and you as a beginner need to begin to remember what happens when you add these different liquids as we mix color hues on our page versus using charcoal and graphite. Hopefully that helps some, and in future episodes I'll try to simplify color visualization and talk a little bit more about its role as you develop, and it will help you become a better artist faster if you know that it exists, because people just are not talking about pre-visualization. Okay, till next time, happy painting, and I'll have another great subject for you. Bye-bye.